the introduction to the accents. Now, this is going to be a very short video, but an informative one, right? Let's see what are the various accents included in listening. That means what kind of accents you'll be hearing in the listening module. They are possibly British accent, American accent, Australian accent, Canadian, Indian, and Russian. Now, I'm not saying these are the only accents you'll be hearing. Possibly you might hear more, but the chances are these are the most used ones. Which one will be used for 80 to 90%? I think you know already which one, right? But we'll see that as well. But for now, remember, if you have an idea about these a little bit even, you're good to go. Why do we have accents and why are we studying them? We need to understand the audio. Yeah, that's the main reason. Anytime you listen to an accent, this is the most important part, that you have to understand it. Trust me, if you do understand all the accents which I've mentioned, not a problem, right? And most of you do. But when things go a little bit fast, when somebody is speaking quickly, it gets a little bit difficult for us to understand accents. I remember when I was watching Sherlock for the first time, it was a horrible experience. Trust me, it was horrible. I had to include subtitles, but later it was into practice and I was fine. Now, what is the difference between pronunciation and accent? I'll tell you the difference. Here we have a word which is written this way. I'm going to pronounce it in a way. So this is called tomato in British accent. In American accent is called tomato. They try to say this. They are very clear about their T, the British. In a British accent, in American accent, they call it towards T. While in Indian accent and some of the Asian accent, we try to combine both and we call it tomato. So from tomato, we call it tomato. So we mix both, right? That's just pronunciation in each accent. You see, accent is a style of speaking. Pronunciation is how you pronounce a word. If this is incorrect, you will lose marks in speaking probably. But in listening, you gotta get this one clear because you don't have to speak, you have to understand. All right, so that's the difference. And I hope you understand what I mean by that. Okay. See, this is I was talking about earlier. Because the test is being created by Cambridge English, that is in UK, 80 to 90% will be British accent. That means all the audios, let's say, or not all, most of the audios will be British accent. Sometime when you're listening to another person in the audio, it will be Indian accent, Canadian accent, or American accent, or maybe Russian accent. Very rarely though. So we have to get British accent clear rather than anything else. Okay. Sadly, the problem is most of our movies that we watch are in American accent. I mean the Hollywood movies, what I mean by that. And we get to know words from here. I suggest you start watching British accent movies. Like you might have seen Harry Potter, and the accent which you hear in that movie is British accent. There are plenty of TV series that you can watch which are in British accent. Those will help you to go through the accent and the sound of the accent. Okay? Watch out when you search about it if it has British accent or American accent. You can search about the movie and figure it out by reading about it. Alright? Let's see alphabet. There are many doubts, or let's say there are many misconceptions. What is the difference between alphabet, words, and letters? So this is the first one I'm talking about, alphabet. Second one is letter. And the third one is a word. So letter is actually each symbol in a set of alphabet. Yes, you heard me right. From A to Z is a set of alphabet. This A itself is called letter. Letter A, B is a letter, C is a letter. We combine many letters to form words, which make sense. For example, cat is a word in which C is a letter, A is a letter, and T is a letter. But they are taken from a set called alphabet. Never call it alphabets from now because that's incorrect. For that we need many sets, right? from A to Z, then we need to take another language, take their set of alphabet. That's one alphabet set. So let me show you how the alphabet set looks like. You're very familiar with this from your childhood, right? The ABCs of English. The thing is, we started with ABCs of English. Now, why do we need this in British accent? Sometime, what they're going to do is they're going to ask you to write the name by pronouncing it. For an example, they'll say, my name is Matthew. Now, this is a name. A name will have to be pronounced, dictated to you, each letter separately. In that case, if you haven't read, you haven't understood the alphabet in British accent, you're gonna stumble somewhere because the A or E is a little bit different than Indian or Asian alphabet set. Yep. So let's start with the way we say in India or in Asia and the way it is said in British accent. It's called A, but in American, or my bad, in British accent, it's called A. They pull the back and they call it like this, A. B is called B in here normally, but in British accent, it's called B. C, D, A. You see that the tone is like A. It's like going down from top. So A, F, G, H. A big difference comes here. It's I, not I. I is like literally dropping it down suddenly, but I. So this is A and I. Sometimes we make mistake between I and A. This is A and this is I. When they speak it out in British accent, we misunderstand them. So watch out for these two, okay? J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. You can see now there's kind of I tone in every letter they pronounce, and that's the way it is. So next time when they say M, A, T, H, E, W, that is Matthew. Yeah, please watch out for these two. These are the culprit for our mistakes. I have seen plenty of the people who are writing the test, they make mistake in this. Yeah. Moving ahead, we have numbers as well, which are important. Why are they important? I'll tell you. So when we are listening stuff, we'll be listening for phone numbers. Yeah, we'll be listening for PIN codes. Generally in section 1, when they are form filling, which we'll see in the coming video, they're gonna dictate the numbers, phone numbers, and you have to write as answers. So hence it's important for you to know about numbers. Yes, especially one number, and that is 0. It's the biggest hero. I would call it a villain actually. Most of the people, make mistakes in here. Or they are confused. What did they just say? Because 0 we think is just 0. It is pronounced in many ways. So the first one is not. Or not, depending on British and American. Not. It's not just 0. It's sometimes called not. You might have heard in movies. You might hear a 404 error. This is very common one that they say. They don't say 404. They call it 404, right? Second one is null. In little bit technical background, it's called null. Otherwise 0 commonly. And the last one, very famous one in UK, is O. So the phone number here is 0456 and remaining of it. So they start with 0456. You might think, what is this O now? Do I have to write O? By the time you think this much, already they have dictated the remaining of the number and you're gone. You will be in trouble. You're thinking, what just happened? Did I miss everything? And in this thing, you'll panic and 2 answers are gone. Just because of this villain. As I said initially, it's either a hero or a villain. Yeah? So what happens when they're dictating number? How to take care of this? There's something called mini pause that will be there when dictating number. Let me show you the difference how we think and how really a number are pronounced. So we think number are pronounced like this. 635623629. No, never. Numbers are not pronounced like this on television or in exam. They're pronounced like this: 635, 623, 6295. You see, when I said this thing, there was a mini pause between these. So I said this way: 635, 623, 6295. You see, there was a pause here. Please write down numbers when there's a mini pause. So when they group either 3 numbers or 4 numbers, or sometimes they also say like something like 66, 22. So there's double or triple, whatever it is. They'll take breaks after that. Very tiny pause. In that time, you write it down. Just don't start writing immediately as soon as they start. Write it here, here, and here, right? I hope I'm clear about this. This is going to help you to take the number or note down the number easily. Okay? Proceeding, we have pronunciation. Now see, pronunciation is something I've discussed initially in this video. We can't have the best pronunciation because, the way we are non-native speakers. But still, what we can do is, if we are dedicated, we can try to get it as better as possible. Yeah, from our previous version. That's how it should be. Where can we get the best pronunciation or the perfect pronunciation? It's called dictionary.cambridge.org. Now, if you go to this website, this is the best source in my opinion. When you search a word, you will get pronunciation as B and A in there. And there will be an audio symbol in front of this thing. What you will get to hear is each accent that you can speak where it is pronounced. So it will be in British accent and American accent both. Whatever is applicable to you, what you think you are using, you will check. If you think you're wrong, replace it in your mind and keep repeating it. So what I generally do is I look at a word, for example, this one which we have seen initially. I read the word and I say, this is tomato for sure. But then I listen to, in the website, in the British accent, they call it tomato. An American call it tomato. So definitely I'm wrong, right? Now, what to do with this website and how to practice? If you go to Wikipedia or any, you can search in Google itself, we have 1500 to 10,000 most commonly used English words. I would suggest you go in the middle, go for 5,000 most commonly used English words and keep searching these words in the website. So first you pronounce a word and you search in the website and check, oh, I was wrong. For that, you have to sit on the computer or your phone, pronounce the word first and check in the website. Okay, I was right. In that case, you tick it. Okay, this word is done. I know this word. This word is done. I know. Maybe you might not know. Just cross it out. That means only practice required here, not other places, right? So this is how you're going to practice using dictionary.cambridge.org. They have a search bar. You can search and get the real pronunciation.